Hello everyone, welcome back. Today, when I was going through my Discord channel, I noticed that there were a request on how to add a character select screen in a platformer game. And I got a few hours to kill, so why don't we go ahead and create that real quick. And we will need two things. First, of course, we're gonna need actual code for a platformer game. And we're gonna use the one I made in a tutorial. So we're just gonna go ahead and download this file and put it on desktop. That's good. Then we're gonna need some characters, and I'm always using itch.io because it works very good. And browse game, assets, 2D, sprites, maybe this one. And yeah. The tile size is 100 by 100. We can slice them up, 20 characters pack. So let's go ahead and download now. $5. Oops. $5. Yeah, I can pay for that later. I'm not gonna do it now. And if you end up using it, $5 it's worth $5. But right now we're just gonna ask for the assets. And yeah. With the code and the assets, let's go ahead and extract them. And the code as well. Alright, we can get rid of those zip files. And in our editor, I'm using Intel JID instead of Eclipse. Just trying it out, but it works the same. So new project from existing sources. And the desktop platformer tutorial. There we go. Okay. Next. Yep. And it's done importing, so let's just open up some sort of code here. Main class. Yeah, that looks fine. Let's go ahead and mark the res folder as resource root. That's something we need to do, so now it should work. Let's just give this a try and see how it looks. We get the size, and yeah. I can get killed too. I could. So yeah, the game is working. Perfect. So first we're gonna import those sprite atlases. Atlas. Yeah, the atlas for our new characters. And those were found on the desktop. And they were 100 by 100. Orc and soldier. Let's begin with the orc. Orc with shadows. Some effects we don't care about. Let's go with shadows. And this is the sprite atlas. We got a 6 row, 8 column, so that's good to know. And I guess these are individual, yeah. So we got 2 attacks, death, hurt, idle, walk. And for the soldier with shadows, we got 3 attacks, death, hurt, idle, walk. And the size is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 8. Alright, so it's one more row. Good to know. But let's import that into our res folder, and I think we can just drag it into the res folder right away. Player soldier. And then the orc as well. Res player orc. Now, there's a lot of different ways we can accomplish this. I mean, however you want to do it. We do have a constant class here when it comes to player constants that are tied to just one playable character. But we're gonna have more. But one thing I remember is that these states are the same ID, or the value of the state is the one for the actual sprite atlas. So idle is the first index, and so on. And this will not be the same for our let's call it pirate. The player character atlas and take a look. Player sprites. So can mark it a bit like that. I think that's good enough. So idle is the first. Running, jump, fall, attack, hurt, and last dead. But that necessarily won't be the same for our new characters. So let's go in here. Soldier, for example, soldier with shadow. But they are matching quite. We have idle, we have walk, then we have attack. So we don't have a jump, and we don't have a falling. So attack is in index 4 for our pirate. Here is the attack, but here's the attack for the soldier, and the same goes for the orc. So that's something we need to take into account, and we won't have the same amount of sprites per animation. That's also something. So we could work in here, but then we would need to ask for like int player character, and then switch not only for the action, but also depending on which type of character we have. And then if we add even more, then we need to go back and edit all of these, or add more everywhere. So it's going to be very hard to add. So I think the best way to do this is to go into our entities package and make a Java class, but we're going to make it a enum. Player characters. Characters. That's fine. And in here, we're going to have different types of characters. And the constructor is going to have different parts that is different from each character. So if we add one character, we just fill out those information. And whenever we need, for example, the sprite amount for the orc, we don't use the constant class, we use a enum. And then just go orc.get sprite amount state, the player state, so to speak, or current player character, etc. So I think we're gonna remove the S there actually. Rename file. Player character. Yeah, that's good enough. So first we're gonna add the types. We're gonna have pirate, orc, soldier. And we need the constructor, player character. Now we're gonna add things here step by step. Maybe we should just keep these ones, or we're gonna keep these ones here, because we're not adding any new types of states. We have an attack, we have 3 attacks, but we're gonna ignore the 2. We got death, hurt, idle, and walk. So we're not adding any new type of constants, so we can actually keep this. This one we are going to comment out. We're not going to remove it because we need to have this as a reference. What else? We can actually add this right away. Let's put that constant on the right side. Player character like that. Where's there's a main class there? For the pirate, we're gonna add it for all of them. I'm thinking here there will be a lot of different values in the constructor. Might be difficult to... you know what? Let's just give this a try and see how it looks. We can minimize it actually. Or maximize it. Int sprite amount. What do we have? What do we start with? Idle. You know what? Just copy this as a reference. Idle. Int sprite amount running. Right amount did. Alright. So for the pirate, we had this. Now we can remove that. we had idle 5, running 6, which is 8. Yeah. So now we can remove that. Now we need to add it for the orc and also the soldiers. I'm just gonna copy them in so I get rid of the error. And bring up this one, but for the orc. Soldier. There we go. I'm just gonna put it on the side here on my other screen, but you can copy. Idle is 6. Hit was 4, dead was 4. The soldier had everything the same actually, but the soldier just had another attack, so can actually copy this like so, and we want to store this. Can I use some sort of generate constructor? Can't I just, oh well, int. Take all of these, oops, like so, and I'm gonna remove that. Alright, for the pirate, the idle is the first, as I mentioned, running is the second, and so on, but it's not the same for the orc and the soldier, so we need to add that. For example, idle running is correct, but then we had attack, but jump is index number 2 or index 2, and here attack is index 2. So that's something we need to deal with, but we're not gonna touch this. But in our here, int row idle, int row Alright, so there we go. But for our pirate, it was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there was no more? Or was there? Why is there an error? Row dead. Maybe it was just 6. Idle, running, jump, falling, attack, row, hit. Yeah, 6 was the highest, correct. But for our orc, it was, let's see, 0, 0, 1 for idle running. Then we had jump, which we are gonna go for running, so we're gonna go 1. And then for falling, we also go 1, so we display that. Then we had attack. Attack was 2, and hit was 4, and dead was 5, or index 5. Alright, we can copy this because it will be very similar. But what will be different is just 1 more for hit and 1 more for dead for the actual soldier. And I think that is looking good. And what else? Maybe we can give this a try. If we, let's just go to our main menu, our main class, and run it, and just make all the errors appear on the left side. There'll be a few. Player, we have a few errors here. All right. Get sprite amount. We need to set our current playable character, private player character player character is equal to player character dot. Let's start with orc. I'm selecting orc here because if there's an issue somewhere in the code, we will always get an error. But if I pick the pirate, then we might just ignore or pass over that error. So we say player character dot get sprite amount. Get sprite amount. So why won't you... Am I missing something? Oh. Oh, that's correct. We actually do need this one. And in here, we're gonna add it. Public static. Public static we don't want. Switch player action. No. Case. Import static constant player constants. But we're gonna add them all with dot star. So instead of saying here return 8, we say return sprite amount sprite a dead. For running, return sprite falling. So just to keep this a little bit easier to see. Dead last. Idle running hit. What was it? What was the next one? The next one was jump falling. Jump falling. I think that is better. Replace with switch expression. Okay, that looks better. And save. So we say now character or player character dot get sprite amount. It shouldn't be a capital actually. Not hit, but get sprite amount. Save. Get sprite amount. Alright, that looks good. Player character dot get sprite amount. Player character dot get sprite amount. Save. And let's give this a try again. Main class. Gonna have some errors probably. It started. There's something wrong with the animation for the pirate. We're gonna take a look at that soon, but it started. And first of all, we're drawing the wrong character, I just realized. We selected orc, so I guess the count for animation is correct. So we get the correct sprite, but now we need to also add a getter for what row we should go for. So we can actually copy this and public int get row index for the player action or player action and player state are the same thing, so that's fine. For idle, return row idle. That's what we're gonna change to. Row running, row dead. But this one we don't use, so that has to come from our render. So in our render we are going to change here player character.get row index state. So we pass in the player action, the state, and should get back the correct row. We haven't loaded any sprites yet, but I think the sprite's amount is working. So if I attack, yeah, it's different, and if I jump, it's the running animation. Yeah, that looks good so far. It looks messed up, but it looks correct, or what we can expect of it. So now we want to say load animations, and status bar we don't need in here, we can pass that in right below. So we're gonna need a different atlas, we're gonna need a different size for the animations, and the width and height for the sprites are gonna be different. So that information needs to be in here. And we can add the first one as a string. What do we call it? What do we call those? Atlas. Yeah, let's just call it atlas. String player atlas. Let's go ahead and add that real quick. We're gonna need 2 more. And player atlas, no, but player pirate. Player orc. Player soldier. Why are you? Okay, never mind. Player orc. Player soldier. So string player atlas. What else do we need? There we go. So the atlas, we're gonna need the size of the array, int row amount, int column amount, and what else do we need? Sprite width and height. Int sprite width, int sprite height. So we need to add a few more here. Load save dot player 100 and 100. And then we need a string. What did we call it? Player atlas. This dot sprite height equals sprite height. And how will we access them? We need a getter for all of them, I think. Yep, so let's just go ahead. Oops, where did I go? There we go. So let's just go ahead and generate that. Right click, generate getter for those 5. Yes, that looks good. So for our load animations, we can say player character dot player atlas. We don't actually need a getter because they're public. That's true. I forgot about that. Let's just comment them out in case we need them for some reason. Animations. Player character dot row amount. Player character dot column amount. Player character dot sprite width. Let's just copy that. Height. Width. Height. All right. That should work. Let's give it a try. And we got an error in our credits. Yeah, we don't need to care about the credits, so we can just change it to player pirate. Yep, that's good enough. Hey, look! It's our little guy. Our little orc. Chopping, chopping, chopping. He's tiny. Hitbox is not figured out yet, but he's clearly in the game, and he can dash, and he can get hit, he can do damage, and yeah, let's see if we go to our player class and change it to the soldier and see if that works too. And there's a little soldier. Our little knight tried. And could. A little hero. Perfect! So next up is the hitbox. And since we have 2027, we're gonna copy that and go to our player characters here. We can actually remove that, we didn't need it. And I'm just gonna put it here as a reminder. And that's for our pirate. But in our player class, init hitbox, we don't need to mess with this. We just need to change player the width and height here. So the actual size of the hitbox we need to add to our player character. Int hitbox width, int hitbox height. And why are they yellow, by the way? And we can make it final, that's fine. We can make it final later. Int hitbox width, not int, but hitbox h, or height. This dot hitbox width equals hitbox width. This dot hitbox height equals hitbox height. Alright, and okay, of course. The pirate was 2027, and the orc and the soldier we don't know yet. So let's go ahead and check. Opening up GIMP, and we have a hitbox. What should it be? I think this. I mean, they are so tiny. 13 and 15. So orc is 13 and 15. And the soldier was, or is, do we have here? We have 12, 18. Yeah, all right, that's good enough. That's a good value. So 12, 18. And then in our player class we go player character dot hitbox width, player character dot hitbox height. So now they should be. Oh, that's the pirate. We don't care about the pirate right now. But orc maybe. Yeah, something did happen to our little fella here. He moved a little bit. I think it will be easier, because we have a draw hitbox, right? Yeah, let's draw the hitbox and see how the hitbox actually looks. And it's hard to see, it's in pink. But, yeah, let's change the color. Why is it pink? Red is good. Let's go blue. No, yeah, let's try blue. Alright, so you can see the hitbox is smaller than what the pirate was. So I think it's working. Why it's looking so weird is because our draw offset is not changed yet or adjusted to multiple characters. So I think that is our next step. And our draw offset, we just set it up here. Boom. Which is not ideal. We're gonna copy that, comment it out so we get an error wherever it's being used. But it's gonna be moved in here. And we're gonna add int draw, what's it called? Draw extra offset. X draw offset int y draw offset. And whatever it was for the pirate, we had 21 and 4, but let's go ahead and just add those here. Int x draw offset, e draw offset. can set them. This dot extra equals extra. This dot yDraw equals yDraw. And now we get a couple of errors. For the pirate we had 21 and 4. For the orc and the soldier, I don't know. So we have the hitbox. So it should be to the side here. We have 44 and 42. 44 and 42. 44, 42. And our little soldier here. We have a size of 44. Oops, I rotated. We have 44 and 39. So for the soldier, 44, 39. And in here, wherever we have the draw offset, we say player character dot extra offset. For that, y draw offset. Yes, let's give this a try. I think the characters is gonna look larger now. Or not. Something's changed, but why is it... Did I mess up? I think I messed up. Oh, time scale. Times scale. Where should we... Probably need to add that here. Times game.scale. We need to recast this over to int. How about now? That should probably do it. No, it's even worse. What's going on? What is going on? I took a look around and nothing is broken, it's just that we haven't dealt with it yet, and it's because we set width and height in our constructor for the player, then we pass it to a superclass, then width and height is part of the actual width and height of the player, and we give the player width and height in the playing class. So we're gonna remove that, and also the position is changed. The position is just something that's been carried over for a while from early development that's still part of the code. So we already set the size, so we can just say player character dot orc and change this to play character, and then just say player character equals player character, and we can remove that one, and we can also make it final so we don't accidentally change it somewhere. Now we need to deal with this super. We don't need to change that, we just need to change here. So position, I mean we're setting spawn, so we just pass in 0, 0. Width and height is, or rather were, if we go back to playing, was the size of the sprite then times scale. So we can just do that. So in our player we can go play character dot width or sprite width, play character dot sprite height. But I do think these are not, no, those are not scaled. So we might need to scale it. I think when we set the hitbox though, we scale it in, yeah, we scale it in here. Dot scale, okay. So that's scaling sometimes inside, sometimes not. But that's fine. Let's just say dot. First we need to recast this over. Int sprite width times game.scale. Int sprite height times game.scale. Like so. Now that error needs or should be gone. Yes. How about now? I think it's gonna look better now. And we had an error. Why? Because it's actually... Okay. So we can't scale it there, we'll scale it somewhere else then. Alright. So we don't scale it here, fine. We scale it somewhere else, and that somewhere else is gonna be here. Times game.scale times game.scale. And here we need to recast it over to an integer. Alright, now that should work. That looks much better. So our little orc here is... Yeah, that looks much better. So his head is about the top of the waterline in the horizon. What if we change orc to pirate? Hopefully, yeah, the hitbox is much larger. And everything is still working. Beautiful. What's next? Now we might actually start working on the character select screen. Yeah, let's do that. And I think the easiest way of adding this player character is to have it between the menu and the playing. So here is the menu, we have the options, whatever. And I click play, I come to the character select, and then in the character select I select the player and then end up on the playing state. So let's go ahead and just add another game state here. New Java class, and we're gonna call it player selection. And we're gonna cheat a little bit, we're gonna copy a lot of the code from the menu to this one. And implement the methods, yes. Generate constructor. Alright, so what do we want to key or do? We're gonna have one button, so we don't need that, but we do need the background. I mean, you can add a different background, etc., but we wanna keep it simple now. Load buttons, load background. Sure, why not? Load buttons, menu. Take those two methods. We don't have 3 buttons, we're gonna have 1 button, so we can just comment that out for now. Play, no, but menu. Update and draw. Code for the background, yes. For our little draw, and then let's close these downs. Let's close them all down for now. Credits, no. Entity, no. Update, release. We're gonna need that, but update, yeah, no. We're gonna need one button. So private menu button is what we called it. Playing. Play button. Yeah, let's just call it play button. And the play button is gonna be where the quit button is for the other, or from where it is on the menu. But it's not gonna lead to quit, it's gonna lead to playing. Update, we need play button dot update. I'm just gonna add some code and copy it over. We obviously need to draw it. Play button dot draw G. And we're gonna copy these to get them in the same order, just to make it a little bit easier for us. Like so. Reset buttons, just playing or play button dot reset or reset boost. Mouse moved. We say play button dot set. What was it? Reset? Oh yeah, set mouse over. Play button dot set mouse over false. Mouse over true. But only if it's inside the play button. Yes. Bracket, I went crazy. Mouse pressed, if it's inside, we just say play button set pressed inside and never remove brackets. If it's inside play button, if play button is mouse pressed, we're gonna add brackets here because we're not only gonna change the game state, we're also going to do something else. Set the song. I mean, yeah, sure, why not? Then we can remove that. Reset buttons, and I think everything is looking good in here. Alright, in our menu, or rather game state here, we're going to add that new state. Player selection. Yeah. And we can start in our game. When we update, we say case. Oh wait, first we actually need a class. Private player selection. Player selection. Init classes. Player selection equals new player selection this. Alright, for update case player selection. So we're gonna copy that. Come on now. Player selection dot update. Render case, or rather like so, player selection dot draw. Run da 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 da, and we need a getter, of course. Get player selection. Alright, I think everything is done there. Then obviously we need the mouse inputs as well. Mouse dragged we don't need, mouse moved we do need. Game panel dot get player, no, get game dot get player selection. I'm gonna copy this section right there. Mouse move E, yep, good. Mouse clicked. No, mouse pressed, yes. Mouse released, yes. Entered, exit, no. And we're gonna change the player option or the player character in the keyboard with left and right. And we don't need released, no, we just need one. So case dot key pressed E. Yeah. No. Playing. How does it look? Switch. We're gonna copy this code here just to keep as a reference. Alright. Let's see menu. We need to go to menu first. Game stage equals playing. No. There we go. Load buttons. Player selection. So now when we click on the play, we go to playing selection Enum. And here we are. And then it shouldn't be quit though, it should be something else, it should be play. And we have no action to it, but let's fix that text first. Player selection, and that's row index, playing is 0. And the row index is just the row for the actual sprites where they can be found and loaded. Now, if we can say, now we can test it. There won't be any character shown, but at least we can play, and if I die, menu, play, and I'm back. Yes, perfect. Now we need to display our characters. There's a few ways we can do this by having the player's character or the player character animate. The way it's going to look like is that if we want to select the character, it's going to be the one in the center. Then you're going to have another player character to the left and another player character to the right of it. So the one in the center is the selection, and that one will then be the one we play. We only need them to animate. We don't need any hitbox, we don't need any actions to it, it's just a animation. So I think the simplest way to do this is to add a inner class that's gonna hold the character and handle the animations for it. Otherwise we need 3 different methods for one method for each new character. So if we have 10 characters, we need 10 methods to handle the animation for each. So no. I think this is the simplest way. So a public class character animation. Not just like that. And let's just go ahead and add the constructor right away. Public character animation. And I do not think we need anything else but a, what did we call it? Player character PC. Let's call it PC for short. And private player character PC. Private final PC. This dot PC equals PC. Alright. And we need a public void draw graphics G just to draw it. And we need a public void update to handle the update of the animation. Oh yeah, so I think that's gonna be the simplest. Player, where do we have it? We can just copy it. We don't have to reinvent how to do it. Just when I was about to search for it, we need plus, speed, tick, and the reset. We don't care about that, no. Player selection, update, animation tick, we do need that though. Private animation tick, animation index, and they might need to be int as well. And player character, PC, state is idle. I think that's the, there we go. I think that's the state we're gonna animate them in. Oh. And we add a or 2 brackets. Update, yes, that looks good. And for draw, I think we can do, oh, there we had it. Oops. I think we can do the same. Let's just copy this entire line. We're not going to use the same for everything. So we can, where do we have a comma? There we have a comma, comma, and comma, and comma. So we need to load the animations, or have an animation. So private buffered image, animations. And animations is equal to new buffered image and pc.getRow. Did we have that? Get size. Okay, we did have. Did we name it? Row amount. There we go. Row get. Why are you not cooperating? How do we do it here then? There we go. Why are you fighting me on this? Load animations. Is it because they are in other packages? There we go. So if I say public, because we're gonna need them public, because I think the default is default or package visibility, if I remember correctly. No, that should probably be gone. PC dot, there we go. PC dot call amount. All right. Get row index, and it's PC, and the state is idle. Animation index, yes. Hitbox. Where we're gonna draw it? Draw X, because we're gonna decide that from the player selection class. Draw Y, and width and height. PC.get hitbox sprite width, or hitbox. Now we gotta check again. Render width is set there, which is entity player is sprite width times scale. Okay. So it is player character, or rather PC.sprite width. And for height, it's draw X, or rather int draw X, because they will change depending on in what position they are. Oh, maybe we need to load the animation as well. Duh. Load animations. Should we copy it? We could copy it. You know what? Let's copy it or cut it out and place this one in a load save, because here is where we do all our sprite getting stuff. So instead of a void, we're gonna ask or give or declare it a to the buffered image array, and it will be a buffered image to the array. And we're gonna ask for player character PC, just to make it quicker. PC, like so. And then we're gonna return animations. And in our player class, where we have an error now, we say animations is equal to load save dot get, or load save dot Oh, it's a private. Public. Oh, it needs to be a static one, my bad. I thought it was something wrong, so it has to be a static because we're in a static. We're accessing it static, we don't make an object for it. Okay, that makes sense. Now, in our player selection, instead of having the same annoying animations, we can just say animations is equal to load save.load animation PC. So we don't have to code it out twice. Final, why not? And we don't use it, that's what it's complaining about. Alright, now maybe we can add it. We can just make sure that our code right now works. We won't see anything, nothing is new, but yeah, it works. So up in our player selection class, we're gonna add a private character animation CH or CA character animations. I'll make it plural. It's gonna be a 1D array and load character animation. Create it. Is equal to new character animation, and we're gonna have 3. An array list we could just say create new and then add as we go. But I'm gonna keep it like this, then character animations I++ is equal to new character animation player character dot pirate. Yeah, that looks good. Int I equals 0. And then we go like so. Orc soldier. And now when we have them, we need to of course update them. For character animations, ch character animations ch.update. Now they're gonna get updated. And let's just draw them real quick. ca.draw g 500 500, or rather menu x plus, wasn't it called menu x, plus menu width divided by 2, and y will be menu y plus menu height divided by 2. But that will not make them perfectly in the center, that's because right here minus the width divided by 2 minus height divided by 2. Yep. Maybe static. No, we don't want to make it static. Let's give this a try. Now at least we should see them. We can't. And there they are. They are quite tiny. So maybe we need to add more to the scale. Yep, let's do that. Private int scale. And this scale equals game.scale plus 4. Let's take it 4 times more. And then cast that over to an int. And then we go not sprite width times scale, but yeah, we can remove this because it's already cast over to an int times scale. Copy that and paste that over there. Then for width or height, do the same. Like that. I think they're gonna look a little bit bigger now. That's acceptable, but we can probably make them a little bit larger. So instead of 4, let's go 6. Yeah, that's good enough. Now we need to separate them and put them next to one another. So how should we do this? I don't think we need to mess with this class anymore, because we're asking for an X and Y. So all of that will take place in here. They will not have the same position, so we can just do it like that. And we also need some sort of index for selecting that player or character that we want. So private int player index. Yeah, why not? Equal to 0. And that player index is gonna grab a character from the animation and draw it wherever we want. So if we do, you know what, let's make a method here. Private void draw character graphics G int X int Y. And we're gonna decide which type of character it is by asking for an int player index. Or rather, yeah, player index. And then we just check it. First we're gonna draw it, so character animations, player index, dot draw, G, X and Y. But what if we ask for player index to the left of 0, which is -1, and also what if we're trying to draw the one next to the right of the last animation? So we need some sort of check here. So if player index is less than 0, player index is equal to character animations dot length -1. So we start at the top. And also else if player animation or player index is equal to or more than character animations dot length, then we say player animation or player index equals 0. Hopefully I didn't misspeak there. Why are you red? Oh, more than or equal to, not equal, more. Yeah, that's good. Now we just need to say the center. So center is gonna be draw character. G index is the current index, so player index. Position is gonna be this one. So we're gonna draw that one, and then left is gonna be, let's copy this, player index -1, the one to the left in the array. So if it's if there is none, it goes to the top, and divided by 2 minus. We're starting from the center, minus menu, maybe? I'm just guessing. And plus 1. It's gonna be plus menu width. Might work, we'll see. The position will most likely need to be adjusted. I mean, not bad, not bad. Not bad at all, but they need to get closer. So, plus menu width divided by menu width. So that one will cancel out. Menu width divided by 2. which we just menu with. I think. So now they should be closer. Yeah, that's good enough. Now we need to be able to change it. And that's where our key press comes in. And we're gonna copy this one that I forgot to paste, because I keep forgetting how it looks, but that's alright. If e.keycode is equal to key event left, we want to do something. And what is that? That is to increase, because they need to go in the opposite direction, I think. If we click left, then we want to increase it, so delta index 1. We don't have that. Let's add it. Else if e.getKeycode equals key right, delta index -1. And here we're gonna do something similar to this. We say first and foremost, we say player index plus equals I. If player index is less than 1, if player index is less than 0, then the top. If it's more than than 0. Let's give this a try. Ah, look at that! I'm pressing to the right, so I will get the one to the left, meaning I move everything to the right. You can switch this if you want. Alright. It's looking good. Now we just need to remember what option we have when we click play. And everything is already set and ready for that. Where are we? Mouse, key press delta, no, mouse, release, apply game state. Yes, but we want to say game.getPlaying dot set player character. Actually don't need it, we can just say player index, because the index is the same. Create method, playing, yes, but it should not be here, it should be init classes. Remember, yes, place it there. Oops, and paste that in here to set the player, which should be how do I get that done? No, we actually need a getter. We need a getter here. Be set. Oh, we do have a PC, but we don't have a getter for. That's all we need, though. Public get PC. So when we say set player PC.get, no, character animations player index.get PC, and that is now player character PC. Will this work? Let's see what I set. So we haven't set that ever or anything. So there we go. Pirate error. And why do you want to break? Because something. Maybe it only happens sometimes, but we still need to deal with it. I mean, we got that far, but it's still player.update in our playing. Maybe we just change it up a little bit in apply game state. That's the last thing we should do. I think that's the issue. Yep, there we go. It's not perfect. You should probably have some sort of check if the player is set or not. But yeah, this is working really good. restart it. Let's go for the soldier. I die, menu, I don't want to play the soldier, give me the orc, and now I'm the orc. Pretty good. This is some good progress. And of course there is the attack hitbox, there is the different types of attack. The attack is slower for the orc, for example, but I mean, you can keep working on it as much as you want, but this is the basics of a character select screen in the platformer game. So yeah, I'm happy with this. Alright, that's about it for today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you want to add more characters now, it's going to be a lot easier than if you had to hard code it everywhere. So now all we have to do if you want to add another character is to come in here and add another one, set all the values, and you're pretty much ready to go. And of course you need to change or add another character animation here. But yeah, minimal code for maximum output, I'll say. So thank you guys for watching, and also thank you to my supporters that you can see here. Also, a thank you to Bridget for sending me a cup of coffee. Thank you very much. And yeah, it didn't take too long to add a player select screen into the game. And it was fun. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next episode, or video, update, whatever. Take care now, and have a wonderful day. Cheers.